Conscious giving is always beneficial. Tithing may not always be beneficial. The most helpful contribution you can make to others and the planet is to actualize your prosperity consciousness by unfolding and expressing your spiritual qualities and living wholesomely and effectively. Your self-realization and constructive actions will then be nurturing and supportive. Everyone with whom you relate on a personal basis, as well as the collective consciousness of all life, will be benefited. It can also be helpful to reach out in practical ways by seeing needs and filling them, and seeing hurts and doing what you can to heal them. Whatever you do to be helpful, do consciously. Understand what is needed and provide it in the most useful way possible. Be as clear-minded in your giving as you are in making decisions and performing actions for the well-being of yourself, your family, and members of your community. You may be able to be helpful by volunteering your knowledge and skills to individuals in need of help and to organized endeavors which provide social, economic, medical, cultural, environmental, and spiritual services. You can also give money to organizations which you know to be providing services which are of value. When you do, find out if they are well managed and if the money you give will be used for the purposes for which you give it. Don't give because of sentiment. Give with conscious intention, with charity, Latin caritas, affection and love. Some groups which are organized for religious purposes encourage the members to tithe, give 10% of their income regularly. Members who derive benefit from the programs and services provided by the organization or approve of the educational and charitable work that is freely offered should provide financial support in accord with their means. Financial appeals made by representatives of the organization should not be coercive, threatening, or intimidating. Anyone who asserts that 10% of your income is God's money, or that it is your duty to give that much, is irrational. Make your own wise choices. Giving should be regulated by your ability to give and your sense of appropriateness. References to tithing in the Old Testament are related to the period of time in the Middle East when Levitical law demanded a tithe as a form of taxation required of members of Hebrew communities. 10% of one's income or possessions was taxed to provide funds for the government which provided services for the people. It was not a voluntary or charitable contribution, just as the federal, state, county, personal property, or sales taxes we pay today are not voluntary or charitable contributions. Some members of religious organizations are told that when they tithe to the organization, they will be blessed and prosper. If most of the members of a large congregation tithed on a regular schedule, the organization would surely prosper. All who tithed might not prosper. To prosper, our awareness has to be clarified and receptive to flows of good fortune. If our awareness is not clear, if our mental and emotional states are conflicted, if we give with the hope that God or the universe will give us something in return, Giving may benefit those to whom we give, but will not benefit us. The spiritually aware, healthy-minded way to give money to a worthwhile cause is to give freely in accord with your ability, because you know and feel at the innermost level of your being that it is the right thing to do, without any need for personal recognition or reward. You are then a conduit through which benefits flow. Giving in this way keeps your awareness clear and your relationships with life well ordered. Regular, conscious, thoughtful, useful giving for worthwhile purposes is a helpful money management discipline. It will be a benefit to others. It will remind you of the importance of being a prudent caretaker of the value that money represents. It will allow you to creatively interact with the universe in which you live. God bless.